Have you ever wondered what the story of the fall in the Bible really means? For centuries, it has been painted as humanity's great mistake, the beginning of sin and separation. But metaphysically, the fall is not about punishment, it's about consciousness. The Garden of Eden represents divine unity. In that state, we were one with God. No sense of lack, no sense of separation, only harmony and wholeness. It was pure awareness of I am. But the fall? That was the moment humanity began to forget who we are. The moment we believed we were separate from the source. When the serpent said, "You will be like God," it wasn't a lie. It was a reminder that we already were. But in reaching outside ourselves for that power, in believing we lacked, we fell into forgetfulness. The true fall is not being cast out of Eden. It is when the mind drifts away from inner unity, when thought and feeling no longer rest in the awareness of our divine nature. Look at your life today. How often do we fall whenever we think we are not enough, when we chase things outside ourselves, forgetting that everything begins within? Every time we believe in limitation more than possibility, we experience the fall. But here's the deeper truth. The fall is not permanent. Just as a seed must fall to the ground before it grows, our forgetting is the pathway to remembering. In the fall, we learn contrast, duality, so that we can awaken to our true power again. Without forgetting, we would never rediscover the joy of remembering. So metaphysically, the fall is not about guilt or shame. It is the human story of consciousness descending into separation so that it may rise again into oneness. The fall is the shadow before the dawn of awakening. And this is why your spiritual journey matters. Each time you remember who you are, each time you declare I am and feel it, you are reversing the fall within yourself. You are returning to Eden, not as innocence lost, but as wisdom gained. If this resonates with you, take a moment to reflect. Where in your life have you believed in separation? And how can you begin to restore your awareness of unity today? And before we continue, if you're finding value in these teachings, I invite you to subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. This channel exists to help us remember, together, because the fall was never the end of the story. It was the beginning of the journey back home, to the divine unity we never truly lost. But what happened after the fall? The Bible tells us Adam and Eve felt shame. They hid from God and they feared judgment. These emotions, shame, guilt, and fear, are the direct results of believing in separation. Let's go deeper metaphysically. Shame says, I am not worthy. Guilt says, I have done wrong and can't undo it. Fear says, I am not safe. But in truth, all three are illusions. They exist only when we forget our unity with God, when we forget the I am within us. Think about it. Before the fall, there was no shame, no hiding, no fear. Why? Because in divine consciousness, there is nothing missing, nothing broken, nothing unworthy. Everything simply is. But once we accept the illusion of separation, these emotions arise like shadows. The serpent did not give humanity shame, guilt, or fear. Our belief in separation did. And to this day, every time we believe we are cut off from our source, these illusions follow us. Shame binds us to the past. Guilt keeps us chained to mistakes. Fear blinds us from stepping into possibility. Yet all three vanish the moment we remember. We were never truly separate. Imagine standing in the awareness of your divine nature. Can shame survive when you know you are an expression of God? Can guilt exist when you realize that every experience was part of your awakening? Can fear remain when you feel the presence of the infinite within you? The truth is simple. These emotions are illusions of a divided mind. And the moment you align thought and feeling with unity, the illusions dissolve. You return to Eden, not a place outside you, but a state within you. So next time shame whispers that you are not enough, answer with your I am. When guilt says you cannot change, remind yourself that every moment is a new creation. When fear tells you to hide, stand boldly in your unity with God. This is the reversal of the fall. This is how we reclaim the garden within. And if this message resonates with you, I'd love for you to subscribe, like, and comment below. Share with us. Which of these illusions, shame, guilt, or fear, has been your biggest challenge? And what new awareness will you replace it with today? Together we're rebuilding Eden, not outside but within. So, if the fall was forgetting our divine unity, then the path of awakening is the return to oneness consciousness. What does this mean? It means realizing that God is not somewhere far away, waiting to judge or rescue us. God is the life within us, the awareness that says, I am. Oneness consciousness is the state of being where you no longer see yourself as separate from God, from others, or from life itself. Instead, you recognize that the same divine essence flows through all things. The same breath that gives you life gives life to the bird, the tree, the stranger, the friend. Separation dissolves and unity becomes your vision. Think of it like this. When a drop of water remembers it is the ocean, it no longer fears evaporation. In the same way, when we remember our oneness with God, shame, guilt, and fear lose their grip. We no longer live as fragmented beings searching for meaning. We are meaning embodied. Metaphysically, this return is what Christ consciousness symbolizes. Jesus said, I and the Father are one. He wasn't claiming something exclusive. He was pointing to the truth available to all of us. To return to oneness consciousness is to live with this same awareness. It changes everything. Relationships shift because you no longer see enemies, only mirrors of yourself. Work transforms because you no longer strive from lack, but create from fullness. Even challenges lose their sting because you see them not as punishments, but as opportunities to remember your true nature. And here's the most powerful part. When you live in oneness, your manifestations flow naturally. Why? Because thought and feeling are no longer divided. The masculine and feminine within you are joined in harmony. Creation becomes effortless because you no longer resist the source. It is you. So the Garden of Eden was never lost. It was hidden in forgetfulness. The return is simply remembrance. To live each day knowing, I am not separate. I and the source are one. This is the true redemption. This is the reversal of the fall. This is Eden restored, here and now. And as always, if these words resonate, subscribe to the Metaphysical Bible, like this video, and comment below. What does oneness consciousness mean to you? How do you experience unity with God in your daily life? Your reflections may awaken someone else.